Well folks, you're certainly welcome back to this channel again. Keith here from Come On The Hoop Celtic. If you can like and subscribe to the channel, would be really appreciated if you haven't already. Let's talk about two players that have departed Celtic in the last 24 hours. Yusuke Ideguchi, a guy that was never going to get into that midfield. We got him back in winter last year in the transfer window and it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out from Rio Tate. Daisa Maeda came in and they made an impact. Ideguchi started a game against Alawa, got an injury, never recovered from it. He played altogether 6 games for Celtic and he's had to join a J-League team called Aspiba Feluca on loan for a season-long loan with an obligation for them to buy. And look, I wish him the very best. I hope he goes over back to the J-League, boss of the J-League, scores against former clubs like Gaba Osaka. His first game against is Visay Kobe, which is Kyogo, and Korobashi's former club, which is Iniesta's club at the moment. So let's see how he gets on. I'll be monitoring his progress because I do want to see him back into that Japanese squad for the Asian Cup next year. But it's going to be a hard one. You know, he's gone against Iwate, which was the most valuable player in the J League last season, which is now at the Celtic, which is at Celtic on the roster. And he got obviously Rio Tate that's playing phenomenal football as well. So see what happens with Ideguchi. Giorgios Giakoumakis has finally left the club. There's been a lot of talk about him the last 3 or 4 weeks, and it appears that goal in the League Cup semi-final was the last goal he scored for Celtic. And I wish him the very best at Atalanta. I think he's going to go up to the MLS and smash it. Top goal scorer in the Eredivisie 2 seasons ago. Top goal scorer in the league last season. And why can he not do it in the MLS? You know, some people are a bit bitter about this move of him leaving. You know, people are saying that it's not always greener on the other side. He's 2 kids to think about. And if his heart wasn't at Celtic, leave him to it, let him go. We've made double the value on him as well. And he's going to a league where, you know, it's on the up. And he'll be idolised by the Atlanta fans, but you'll never get that experience, that love and affection that Celtic fans give him. And he won't. He won't. And football, it's just a job to people, and I think too many fans get too patriotic about players saying, "Oh, I wish he never left. Why is he leaving? Why is he doing this? Why is it that?" It's a business. It's a business. We've doubled our profit on this guy. He came in last season, didn't really hit the ground running, had a few injuries, missed that penalty against Livingston, stopped us from going top. Second half of the season, got back into the first team. Scored so many goals, and he was the top goal scorer in the league. When Kyogo was injured, he helped us win the league. So there's no bitterness there for me. I wish him the very best. You know, he's got the experience, he's got the Champions League experience, and he's now be able to play straight in the MLS and leave him to it. Simple as that. 3-year deal, 4.6 million for us in the bank. What else can you moan about? What else can you moan about? We've brought a striker in this window. In the K-League, and hopefully he will start hitting the ground running soon, because, you know, he's only had to get in about 3 games under his belt, and it takes time to get used to this culture of football, used to the culture of Scotland. And, you know, he's coming from South Korea. It's a big difference for him. So, you know, it's obviously gonna help him gel with the Asian boys there, the likes of the Japanese boys, and obviously we have an Australian contingency there as well to help him. So let's see what happens. Giakoumakis, all the very best. A lot of talk of Ange at the moment and Leeds. Ange is not going near Leeds United. It could be Bielsa, it could be Rafa, it could be other managers that's going to be linked to the job, but I don't think he's that stupid and that thick with money talks to leave the club like what Brendan did in 2019. I've said this on the channel. I don't think Celtic are going to let Ange go. I think he's pretty happy where he is. He's building something here. And if it's only for a year or 2, just keep Ange. Simple as that. Keep him. Minimum, even keep him to the end of the season, win a treble, and then let other clubs approach him, because the rebuild he's done for this team, the players he's brought in, the business he's done early, it's just been phenomenal. The way he conducts himself, you know, in press conferences. I'm not surprised Premier League clubs are sticking around for him, because he has a bit of Champions League experience, he has international experience as well, and it all adds up in the CV. And this is a guy that a lot of Celtic fans dealt with. like myself, came in, cleared out the duds, majority of the duds, bring in players, stamped his way, controlled most of the transfers, and it's worked out for him most of the time. You know, James McCarthy didn't work out, but the likes of Joe Hart worked out. You know, the likes of Kyogo, Carter Vickers, Jota. Like, we backed Ange to be ambitious, and who would have thought? If you asked us last season, we're going to get Carter Vickers on a permanent and Jota on a permanent going into the summer, I would have laughed about it. So I would have chewed someone's hand off to just have one of them, and we got two of them. So Michael Nicholson has done a decent job, and Celtic are not going to let Ange walk to Ellen Road and leave with 13 games to go. We're not that stupid. And to Leeds fans that are watching this, you are a big club. Yes, you are. You are in the Premier League. You have a phenomenal support. You have a nice stadium, but it's nowhere near Celtic Park. But Celtic are a bigger club. The reason why they're a bigger club is we got the European Cup. You have played in European Cup semi-finals, but we've got the European Cup. We've got a 60,000 seater stadium. We've got fans all over the world, every corner. Every Irish pub you go to, so Celtic relations, you know. I don't see many Leeds pubs or Yorkshire pubs around, so I'm going to leave it there. That's really it for me. Do subscribe to the channel. I'll speak to you all soon. Hell.